Good afternoon. Hi, I'm XOXO, the chocolate lady. Welcome to Quilts and Chocolates. Today we will be talking about orphan blocks and chocolate mint candies. And if you are new here, just know that this is the place for resources about quilting, fun, time, eating chocolates, and just relaxing. I often have resources and leads to help you with basic quilting, complicated quilting, and messy quilting, because I'm kind of messy. Yes, so here are some chocolates that I made. And what you can't appreciate in the chocolates right now are that in the middle, there's a little bit of chocolate mint green. Chocolate mint green in the inside. Yummy. I got the idea from a company called C's Candy, and they make a special chocolate candy for St. Patrick's Day. So I kind of got the idea from them. And then the reason why I want to talk about orphan blocks today is because I was away for about a week visiting with family, and I just had a lot of loose blocks, and I was thinking, when I get back, I want to talk about orphan blocks and also going back to simple ideas when it comes to quilting. If you look behind me, you'll see the word cozy. I'm always pushing coziness when you make a quilt. I do like to use the cozy fabric. Some people call it cozy, cuddly, Shannon, fuzzy wuzzy. I love that fabric. So I do like to suggest to you to use that on the back of your quilts, as well as 108 by 108 quilt backing. Which you can order from me in an array of colors. Yes. Also, I've been torn because I have a chocolate box that I like to call my ugly beauties. And I'm getting mixed emotions on if I should continue to call them ugly beauties. But personally, I would like to know your opinion. Do you have some fabric that is slightly ugly but turns beautiful in a quilt? Do you think that I should change the name of my chocolate boxes and just call them chocolate treat fabric boxes? Or should I continue calling them ugly beauties? I want to be myself. And my fabrics that I put together in my boxes, they're all beautiful, but there's always like one or two in there that's kind of ugly. But when it ends up in a quilt, it becomes beautiful. Okay, so hi. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're still joining me. Please hang in there with me while I revamp a few things and while I recover from my vacation, unexpected vacation. I do have a short video to show you by a young lady. Her name is Future Cat. FUTURECAT. Why I am sharing this video with you is because she has a lot of orphan blocks that she put together and came up with one magnificent quilt. And because I came across some of my own orphan blocks, and because I'm torn what to do about my ugly beauty chocolate fabric boxes, this kind of like all comes together when you have extra fabric, extra blocks, extra, and you just want to keep it and you want to share it with someone. So do join me with this particular video. Yes.
My first step was to lay everything out on the design wall just so that I could get a sense of what I've got, which was a real mixture. There's all different shapes and sizes, but there are some blocks which obviously went together. So I decided to start by combining some of those blocks into bigger blocks. That already looks a bit more coherent. The blocks are still all different sizes though, so I'm obviously going to need some sort of sashing or coping strips to be able to combine them. I found this fabric in my stash that I think is going to work really well as a background. The grey is neutral enough that it works with all of the different colours, and I think I've got about 3 meters of it, so that should be plenty for the whole quilt, I hope. I know I want that big blue block to be in the top corner, so I'm going to sew some borders onto it just to define where the edge of the quilt will be and go from there. And now it's just a matter of adding sashing to the blocks to make them the right size to be able to sew them together and then sew them to the next blocks and so on. I do have a rough layout for where I want the blocks to go, and I'm going to be working in chunks so that I can avoid the dreaded partial seams. I want the quilt to look like the blocks have almost been scattered randomly across it. But of course, I do have to think about where those final big seams are going to be. There is a lot of quilt maths involved in this, to work out what width of coping strip to add to each block to make each set of blocks the right size to fit with the set of blocks next to it. It's a good thing I really like maths. I'm doing something a little bit sneaky with these long border pieces. I've unpicked one of the seams and I'm going to sew half into one chunk and the rest of it into the next chunk. So when I sew those chunks together, it's going to recombine the block and make it look like it extends over that long seam, which hopefully will disguise where the long seams are, making it a bit less obvious how the quilt was constructed and adding to that sense of the blocks being randomly placed. And here's the finished quilt top. It's weird and chaotic, but I like it. I think the grey
Hey, did you enjoy that? Did you see how she took all of her orphan blocks and put them together on her trowel run wall, and then decided on what type of fabric she wanted to use to bring it all together? And at the end, she had one magnificent, stunning masterpiece. So gather up your orphan blocks and put them together. Also, if you have extra fabric, extra stash, gather up that and consider just doing something, going back to using half square triangles and maybe a pinwheel you can make, or something along those lines with your half square triangles, and just start making something fantastic. And if you have fabric like me that I am offering you that is beautiful, and some of your fabric may be kind of don't worry about it at all. Just put it together and make something extremely nice. Now, at the beginning of the show, I did mention to you, would you please help me decide if I should continue calling my chocolate fabric boxes Ugly Beauties? I don't want to change and do as some marketing people have suggested that I do. Sorry about that. They have suggested that maybe I not call them Ugly Beauties. But to be honest with you, I don't want to change the artist in me. Just like when you make a quilt, I don't want you to change your quilt because someone suggests that, oh, that doesn't look so good. But in your eyes, you find that it's extremely appealing. And I don't want to change myself. So leave a comment and let me know if I should change or not. Now, I want to show you again the candies that I have here. Okay, now I'm going to open up one so that you can see the green and the inside. And I have my trusty knife. Yes, 1 minute. Oh, I think it came out good. I think you're going to be able to see the green. I'm going to open up all of them, okay? Yes, because some of it is like a light mint green, and I want you to be able to appreciate it. So, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I think I might need more light. Can you see the green for St. Patrick's Day? Oh, I am so pleased with myself. So originally it was like this. Oops. I got to do two things at one time. Wait 1 second. I'm getting so excited. Yes. 1 minute. Hi. Yes. Good afternoon. Hi. Okay. It's taken me an extra amount of time because I have been gluing down my chocolate candies with chocolate. Okay. Now, here we go. But I didn't glue them down when I cut them. This is the reason why I want you to visit with me, because my candy falls off my tray, my fabric falls out of my boxes, and I fall out laughing. Okay, 1 minute. I'm gonna see if I could do this a little bit better. I did do it better. Okay, here we go. Did I do good? Did I do good? I think so. I think I did. I think I did. I think I did. Okay, here's a piece. See? And open. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It looks delicious, doesn't it? Doesn't it look delicious? I made that for you. Okay, so I get excited every time I talk about fabric, every time I talk about chocolates. And then in the middle here, here, and here, and here, and here. Those are like orphan candies. Let's see. I had a list. So the ones that have a little bit of green are mint, cream, with marshmallows. And then at the very bottom, there's a layer of caramel. That is the original candies that I am. Hi. That's the original candies that I am copying, that I am duplicating from See's Candy, that they put out once a year for St. Patrick's Day. That's where I got the idea. And then my orphan candies are the ones that are in the middle. Okay? The ones that are in the middle are yummy yummies. Okay, they're cranberries. They're cranberries and little tiny cherry chocolates and caramel and marshmallows and pecans and peanuts. And I'm going to tell you something. I bet that when I have a few visitors and they test these candies, they're going to say that the orphan candies are the best. I bet, because that usually happens. But the mint candies that I made are exquisite, because I did copy the idea from See's Candy, See's chocolate candies. Okay, so I'm going to be closing today, but I want to show you a piece of fabric. Look closely. Yes, my fabric is within your budget. My quality quilt shop fabric is within your budget. So I need you to comment XOXO. We think that you should change the name of your chocolate fabric boxes, or we think that you should keep them the same, because we love ugly beauties. Yes, and we love ugly beauties that are presented to us at a reasonable low price. However, we know that your fabric from XOXO, the chocolate lady, is quality quilt shop fabric. I love you, and today is Sunday, and I just want to remind everybody to have a good Sunday, deal with the weather, and go back to basics. And always keep in mind, I'm learning how to talk, text, and not drop everything out of my hands. Just stay true to your core, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I want you to know that I have lots of resources. I have lots of ideas. I'm not really the best teacher, but I am the best teacher when it comes to teaching you how to make chocolate candies. And I always know where all the secret nuggets are about quilting techniques. Yes, I do. So I'm going to tell you goodbye. This is XOXO. Please join me Mondays for homeschoolers, Wednesdays for women that quilt, Fridays for men that quilt, and Sundays really is supposed to be for history of quilting, memorial quilts, and burial quilts. But I have been on vacation for some time, emergency vacation, so I took today to not necessarily talk about the history of quilting, but to talk about me. XOXO. Bye.